Good morning, all of you. Today, I want to discuss with you on foreign trade policies. All of you very well aware that international business plays a very dominant role in any economy, that is developed country economy or underdeveloped country economy, because international business facilitates to respective country to generate the foreign exchange, improve the productivity of the country, and generate the employment, improve the standard of living of people of society, tap the untapped resources, and also improve the balance of trade and improve the overall the economy of the country. In order to ensure proper and effective international business from particular the country, I mean the international business only able to properly perform their activities whenever the country having appropriate the foreign trade policies are. Because the policies no written rules or written guidelines that are guiding the respective country or respective business communities to go behind the national boundary, and also it speaks what should we do as far as economic activities are concerned, especially the international business activities are concerned, what should not we do, and how much should we export and how much should we import, and also it speaks various the aspects. But intention behind the foreign trade policy is to ensure fair, appropriate, and also boosting the economy of the respective country. Whatever it is, we have different the opinion about the foreign trade policies. Foreign trade policy is nothing but what it is. It is an essential a set of guidelines for import or export is said to be called as foreign trade policy. From this, it is very obvious that it deals with essential set of guidelines for import and the export. Why set of guidelines are essential? All of you very well aware. Whenever more import, that is also not good. Whenever irrational export, that is also not good. Therefore, the appropriate the guidelines or appropriate rules or appropriate norms, appropriate legislations are the very essential as far as safeguard the interest of the country, safeguard the interest of traders of particular country, and also safeguard the interest of the end users, that is the consumers. Therefore, every country are required to design the appropriate foreign trade policies on the basis of World Trade the policies. I mean, World Trade Organization issuing a set of policies as far as foreign trade are concerned. According to that, the respective country has to design their own foreign trade policies. That is really safeguarding the interests of respective country, and also it is helping the country to preserve the scarce resources and to encourage to export more goods and services, in which I mean where there is a big opportunity to country to export the goods and the services. In other words, trade policies speaks about rules, guidelines, and norms. Already I said, trade policies no, speaks about rules, guidelines, and norms. These are the things are very important as far as to boost the economy of respective countries are concerned, or to rationalize the economic activities of the countries are concerned now. Suppose rules, norms, guidelines not there in any country as far as international business activities are concerned. Sometime import more taking place. As a result of that, it is adversely impact on interest of domestic traders as well as consumers, and also it is adversely impact on trade balance. I mean, whenever we have more import than the export, this leads to negative balance of trade. It adversely impact on the value of the currency or GDP of the country, or overall economic activities may be not rational. I mean, it make imbalance as far as economic activities are concerned. And therefore, every country require appropriate rules, regulations, norms, and set of guidelines as far as foreign trade the policies are concerned. And what are the objectives of the foreign trade policies? There are many objectives behind to design foreign trade policies, such as to boost the economy of country. This is one of the most important reason that is responsible for designing the foreign trade policies. As you know very well, the economy of the country depends on different things. Among different things, one of the important thing is what the foreign trade are. Many time I said every country are unique as far as their resources are concerned, agriculture products are concerned, and innovations are concerned, invention are concerned, manpower qualities are concerned, and what the product, or I mean what resources available in country like India, and that may not be available in other countries. So international trade provide the appropriate the platform to country to utilize that and to boost the economy. Because whenever we have foreign exchange earning, that is directly or indirectly having great influence on economic conditions of the country. Because once we have more foreign exchange earning, as a result of that, that is helping the country to tap the untapped resources and expand the business and invest money in the profitable avenues. I mean, whenever we have money, no, with the help of that, we are able to rationalize agriculture actions, industrial actions, and also the other the sector actions. As a result of that, the country able to boost the economy, and it facilitates to utilize the global opportunities. I mean, foreign trade policies emerged with the intention of to utilize the global opportunities under WTO regime. The whole world is a narrow place or small place. I mean, there is no barriers to enter or to exit as far as economic activities are concerned, and use opportunities the business communities have under globalization. Whenever the business organization have, whenever the country have appropriate foreign trade policies that is strengthening the business organization to go behind the national boundary as far as production activity purpose or marketing purpose or selling purpose, or they are able to do something as far as economic activities are the concern now. And foreign trade policies designed by respective country to create employment opportunities. All of you very well aware that the country like India facing many problems. Among different problems, one of the most important problem is unemployment problem. So even the country like India having resources, having different economic avenues, that is not possible to utilize by country and to overcome the unemployment problem. But as a result of appropriate foreign trade policies, this may be rationalizing the international business activities. As a result of that, the country able to earn something and expand the business and tap the agriculture resources and tap the industrial resources. This is generate the economic activities, or it is ensures undertake the economic activities. As a result of that, employment opportunities may be increasing. Once employment opportunities the young men have, they're able to undertake uh, job. I mean, they are able to get the employment, and from that they are able to earn money. That turn to improve the purchasing power of the individual. Again, it is helping the business community to sell, to produce more product and sell the product. So as a result of this, it is directly or indirectly having great the influence on economic conditions of the country, and to get required things from other countries. As a result of foreign trade policies, there is a relationship between countries as far as exchange of goods or services are concerned, selling or buying are concerned. I mean, import or export are concerned. So, with the help of foreign trade, the policies, the respective country able to get required things, that is really helping the country to rationalize all the economic activities. Suppose country like India not available latest technology, and whenever the country having relation with America or USA as far as trade are concerned, and whatever technology available there, from that, the country able to improve the productivity of the particular organization. I mean, the country, once having opportunity to get advanced technology from other countries, with the help of that, the organization or I mean, business community able to perform their activities rationally. As a result of that, there are many good outcomes. And to improve the technological abilities, this is also one of the reason, and also it is one of the important objective to design the foreign trade policies. Already I said, to improve the standard of living of people of society and to earn foreign exchange. This is one of the most important objectives behind international trade, as well as to designing the international trade policies. Uh, Suppose foreign trade policy is not effective, not having encourageable young minds to go behind national boundary, is it really helping the young minds to undertake the economic activities behind the national boundaries? Is it helping the country to earn the foreign exchange? So that is not possible. So once appropriate foreign trade policies the country having, that is provide the platform to generate the foreign exchange. As a result of that, this may be improving the economic conditions of the country, and also it helps to make good relationship between two countries. As a result of foreign trade policies, there is a chance to uh, make good relationship between a neighboring country. Whenever good relation is not there unnecessarily, the country required to spend huge amount towards defense or for security purpose. So this is also possible as a result of international trade. And I mean, this is another important objective behind to design the international trade policies. And next is kinds of foreign trade policies. There are different kinds of foreign trade policies you may find in case of country like India or other countries, like national foreign trade policies, bilateral trade policies, and multilateral trade policies. National trade policies, national foreign trade policies aim is to protect its economy and the people interest. Under the globalized region, the whole world is for small place as far as business activities are concerned. Anybody can enter and anybody can exit at any time. There is a opportunity for free flow of capital, free flow of technology, free flow of skills, knowledge. So sometimes it is maybe favorable condition for some business community or some countries, and sometimes it is unfavorable condition for some countries, like poor countries are. Of course, developed countries are concerned, there is no problem. But underdeveloped countries like India, or maybe even neighboring country like India, that are Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and some other developing countries, no, not possible to compete with the countries like America, USA, Japan. Because of what? Because of they are well versed uh, as far as the technology are concerned, economic research are concerned, or even the productivity are concerned. Therefore, in order to protect the interests of domestic trader as well as the interests of consumers and even the country needed national foreign trade policies. And bilateral trade policies, it is an agreement between two countries as far as export or import of goods and services. And this may be, uh, uh, you may find this type of foreign trade law policies in all types of country, because some country having specialization and another country having in their area of specialization. But it means both country having specialization as well as drawback. In order to exchange these things, no, they needed bilateral trade. Bilateral trade, nothing but what? It is an agreement between two countries as far as export of goods and services are concerned, or import of goods and services are concerned. And it also specify clearly how much should we export and in which area should we export, and what are the terms and conditions as far as export of goods and import of goods and services are concerned. And multilateral trade policies are. Multilateral trade policy, nothing but what? It is a trade agreement between two or more than two countries for what? For exchange of goods and services are concerned, or for purchasing and or exchange of goods and services, or import or export are concerned. Now, here also the country is required to make appropriate policies as far as terms and condition as far as export, and similarly import, and also what are the grievances mechanism, and in which area should be export more and in which area should be import more, and what are the other terms and condition also should be that ensure in the form, or ensure in international trade policies. That is good for both sides, maybe that export to countryside or import countryside, or even it is good for domestic national, if either domestic country you find and international country you find. And next is global trade policies. After globalization, the whole world is one place for selling and buying, uh, because the globalization made I mean, globalization ensure that to provide opportunity to any country to go behind national boundary. I mean, there is no restriction at all as far as flowing of capital, flowing of goods and services between country, flowing of technology, knowledge, and even whatever the individual country wants to do, they can do under globalization. Whatever it is, we have different globalized trade policies like liberalization, free trade. I mean, liberalization. As a result of liberalization, we have been pre-trade. I mean, we are in the pre-trade economy. Pre-trade economy, nothing but what? In some area there is a restriction, and other than that, there is no restriction at all to sell to that export or import. Liberalization ensures free trade, but with certain terms and conditions. Because every even liberalization also, every country have opportunity to restrict or to encourage export or import. And globalization, already I said, the globalization, because of globalization, the whole world is a place for economic activities. As a result of that, many big business organizations establish their own branches all over the world or in some countries. That type of organization are called as a multinational corporation. And open market supply and demand. Under open market, no, the supply and demand plays vital role. Whenever there is a lot of demand for Indian product in foreign market, definitely the Indian product has competitive edge over the other country. I mean, India is able to sell more and earn more that foreign exchange like that. And these are the some important global trade policies. Whatever global trade policies to be designed by World Trade Organization should be designed on the basis of that agreement, WTO agreement. And that is the intention behind that agreement is what safeguarding the interests of all the countries as well as the world economy. And what are the global trade policy framing institutions? There are different organizations have been involved in designing the foreign trade policies, like Organization for Economic Cooperation and Growth and World Trade Organization and International Monetary Fund. These are the some important organization involved in designing the foreign trade policy by the World Trade Organization. And what are the objective behind to design World Trade the organization policies? There are many reasons, like to set and enforce rules for international trade. This is essential at the beginning, I said, because suppose World Trade Organization not design and set rules for international trade, sometime some countries exploiting the interests of four countries, and sometime businessmen using the scarce resources like anything to make the profit, because business aim is to earn profit. And once rules are there, this is good for country we find, societal we find, and nation you find, and also the that resources, whatever natural resources have, that may be available to future generation also for the benefit of, and to provide a forum for negotiation and monitoring further trade liberalization. Already we are in the liberalization, privatization, and globalization, but foreign that World Trade or that policy organization policies, no, ensuring again in which area not liberalized, that also should be liberalized the over a period of time. The intention is not to ensure strengthen the world economy or strengthen the economic perspective country, because wherever the economic activity is taking place under globalization, that is directly or indirectly having the benefit of even individual economy or individual countries are concerned now, to increase the transparency of decision making process as far as international the affairs are concerned, and to cooperate with other major international economy, because under globalization the individual economy is merged with globalized economy. As a result of that, there is a benefit to individual country as well as when it is benefiting the globalized that business or globalized the consumers. And next is instrument for trade policies. Instrument for trade policies. There are different instruments you may find in case of trade policies, like import tariff, export tariff, quotas, subsidies, and some other restrictions. First of all, I want to say what is import tariff. Tariff, nothing but what it is a tax. Whenever any import taking place from any country to India, the India is imposing certain tax that is called as import tariff. In other words, it is a tax levied when a goods is imported from other countries. There are different reasons for imposing a tariff. I will tell later. And there are two types of tariff. One is specific tariff. In case of specific tariff, fixed charges for each unit of goods imposed. And another type of tariff is ad valorem tariff. Uh, in this case, tariff are charged based on value of the transaction or value of the that import. That is called as ad valorem tariff. And what are the objectives of import tariff? Uh, the main objectives behind to impose the import tariff is to protect the interest of domestic business. Already I said, whenever more import, whenever country depends on import more and more, that is not good for prosperity of the economy, because it leads to negative balance of trade. That adversely impact on value of the currency. And again, whenever we are begging from others, this is really adversely impact on overall economy of the country. Therefore, whenever a country having that appropriate tariff, the price of that product is increases. As a result of that, sometimes people are hesitate to use that product. So whatever it is, the intention is to protect the interest of domestic business as well as interest of country, interest of people of society, and to improve the country revenue. I mean, as a result of imposing tax on import, the revenue may be increasing of respective country. That is benefiting the country to utilize for welfare of people and strengthen the economy of the country, and discourage import on some area. Already I said, some country having specialization, some country having more opportunity to produce the product. Suppose country, I mean, in India, some product producing, and that product are more costlier than other countries. But that are very essential. Suppose India is importing the same goods from other countries, it is adversely impact on maybe trader, adversely impact on farmers, adversely impact on even the consumers. So this is another reason or objectives behind to impose import tariff. As a result of imposing a tariff on import, that is no price of that product is increasing. This is the way to restrict more import, or this is the way to discourage import the product. Of course, businessmen to make the profit. No? Whenever the price are high, so the consumers are hesitate to that purchase or use. As a result of that, sales may be less. So once this type of things are there in country, the businessmen not to come forward to that import the goods and services to make the profit is concerned. And what are the effects of tariff? There are many outcomes as a result of import tariff, like price increases in the importing country, and that price decreases in the exporting country, and importing country lose and exporting country gain many ways. Importing country lose and exporting country gain the many ways. These are the some important outcome as a result of the tariff. Tariff next important type of tariff is export tariff. It is a tax levied on export of goods and services, that is called as export tariff. There are different objectives behind to impose export tariff. Uh, Reasons are like to improve the revenues of country, and to reduce uh, the export in some area, because of what because of many reasons. Suppose there is no restriction at all as far as export are concerned. Sometimes the business community not ready to sell their goods and services in domestic country. They are thinking to export and to earn more profit on that. So it leads to shortage of goods and services, and ultimately the people of society not able to attain their own requirement, whatever it is. But this is another important policy you may find in case of foreign trade policy of respective country. And there are many outcomes as a result of export tariff. Already I said, to discourage uh, the producer to export goods and services in some area, and to improve the revenue of the country, and also should provide justice to the people of society by restricting export on some area, because that products are very essential for people of society. I suppose there is no control as far as export are concerned. Sometimes this is not really helping the citizens of the country uh, to attain their own requirement. Okay, these are the reasons that are responsible for export tariff. And next is subsidies. Subsidies also part of international trade policies. Subsidy is a payment to a domestic producer, because as you know very well, subsidies are incentives are part and parcel of the economic policies of any country. So why the country is offering subsidies to the traders? There are many reasons. Sometimes to encourage the young minds to undertake the economic activities, or to ensure proper utilizations of some area, and even wherever uh, I mean backwardness is there as far as economy are concerned. Some the special that areas are considered as a special economic zone. So there no there is a subsidies or special incentives given by the country as far as to strengthen the economies are concerned. As a result of that, they are able to export goods, or as a result of that, they are able to maybe get required things from other countries. So subsidies is a payment to a domestic producer to encourage produce more product, because that area is more profitable country you find, societally find, and even it is good good find of the nation. And subsidy is a sum of money granted by the government in some area of business to keep the price of a commodity or services low. This is also another reason behind offer the subsidy by the respective country to certain producers or certain business communities, because whenever subsidy is not given, the price of the product is maybe high. Whenever price of the product is high, that is not affordable, or that is not good as far as the consumer you finds, or people of society we find. And in other words, it can be in the form of cash grants, or low interest loan, tax, I mean tax concessions, and also in some other incentives also given by the country as far as to boost the morality of the some businessmen to produce some products. And what are the outcomes of subsidy? There are many outcomes like helps domestic producer compete with foreign business organizations, and domestic businessmen gain over foreign organizations. I mean, whenever subsidies are given, the price of the product is less. So this is really helping the business community to prove better than others in international business, because price is a factor that is decide the sales, that is decide the profit, or that is decide uh, the that is decide sale of goods and services, because consumers generally use products on the basis of what, on the basis of the price of the product as well as quality, and protect the interests of farmers, and also encourage countries to produce product with less cost. These are some important outcome as a result of subsidies. And next is import quota. This is also part of international trade policies, and it is a type of trade restriction that sets a physical limit on the quantity of goods that can be imported. Import quota, nothing but what? It is a restriction the country impose on certain goods and services to import. That is called as import quota. Import quotas are issued either to an individual or in an importing country. That is called as import quota. I said no many times. The country are required to control on businessmen in some area as far as international business are concerned. Otherwise, that is not good for the country prosperity. You find whatever it is, there are different objectives behind import quota, like to safeguard the interests of domestic country and increase import only high quality products or goods, and improve the balance of payment, and ensure stabilization of international price level. These are some objectives behind import quota. However, import quota helping respective country to strengthen their economy, and effects of import quota increases the domestic price, revenue collected by the government. The import quota, whenever we more export, no, or increases the domestic price and revenue collected by the government. These are some important outcome as far as import quota are concerned, because whenever more taxes on import, no, of course the cost of the product is increases. As a result of that, price also increases. Therefore, that increases the domestic prices for product or services. And next is voluntary export restraint. This is also another important the component of trade policy. Government impose limit on quantity of some category of goods that can be exported. It is an agreement between two countries, between exporting and importing country. I mean, exporting and importing country, to limit the export to importing country on some the product that is called as voluntary export restraint. And next is administrative policies for international business. So generally, the bureaucrats are the taking part as far as to designing the administrative policies are concerned. But the main objectives of administrative policies for international business are concerned is to design or to restrict the flow of particular import into particular country. That is called as administrative policy, because Already I said the different the component of trade policies will be tariff and quota restrictions and subsidies and encouragement. This is also another important component of trade policy because administrative policies are guiding and directing and controlling and restricting as far as that unhealthy activities of international business are unhealthy or it avoid the unhealthy condition as far as international business activities are concerned. Basically, uh, the purpose behind to international businesses are to get the benefit. So in order to get the benefit, the country require set of rules and norms as far as export and the import are concerned. Of course, export also important, import also important. But the same time, the whatever export made by the country should keep in the mind the interest of the nation, interest of the consumers, interest of the society, and whatever input the country wants to import from other country, that also should be keep in the mind interest of the nation and interest of the all the stakeholders of the country. Then only there is a chance to get the benefit of international trade. Of course, once we have the better international trade policies that are directing or guiding the particular country as far as to bargain or to gain in international business activities or from international business. I hope all of you clear what I have discussed so far as. Thank you.